Now that we've got all the camera magic angles worked out.
Yes.
I just it's interesting when I'm being pushed back to make myself look smaller. You
and I
push yourself up a little
bigger.
bit forward. Lord of the Rings tricks.
There we go.
Who would have thought using it for the podcast? Let's get into it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, this guy needs coffee and Crullers. Stash.
All right, and
Hey,
welcome everybody to another episode of Coffee and Crullers. I'm your host, Adam Black. With me, as always, co-host
Noah Allen. What's up, everybody?
How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man.
You know, I said it. I said it right in the beginning, and it always triggers something in my head. We always kind of talk about our little intros. I say, welcome back. But I always think of Doc Brown in Back to the Future, where he goes, we have to go back. Back to the future. That's kind of always what I think about.
Yeah, I get it.
But I actually want to open up this this particular podcast on a somber note, which is we'll end on a happy note. But over this past week, me and you lost a
friend.
Extremely close friend of ours. We've drummed with him for we haven't drummed with him. He drummed with us for me about 13 years.
For me, at least almost 10.
Yeah, so we lost a really good friend of ours. It was extremely tragic. We lost him over Easter weekend, and
hence why our podcast is a little tardy.
Yeah, a little day late because we were just trying to get back in the groove of things a little bit and dealing with funeral arrangements and things like that. And just really devastating, really close to us. But no, I just kind of wanted to dedicate this podcast so-and-so to Mr. John Riddle, who was our close friend. But I feel like we're in a better place now. The funeral service, the memorial service was absolutely beautiful.
It was.
It was a fantastic time. And
like we had the shock on that Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And then all week to kind of cope, and then kind of that following Saturday was just a beautiful goodbye.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
It was very nice, very heartfelt. A lot of tears, a lot of laughs.
A lot of good stories. And
it's hard to express the words for it, but definitely, we definitely miss our friend, and this one's gonna go out to him today.
Heck yeah.
So
it better be good.
So that made me start thinking, though. Yes. So this one better be good. No. So this one it made me start thinking about obviously it's a super sad thing, but when you're dealing with a tragedy or something, you always think about the good times, the funny moments.
That's 100% true.
And I was thinking about in his case in particular, one of my favorite things, and you rarely saw drummers do this, in our church circle at least, was whenever he would do a drum fill, he would stand up, and on the last hit of his tom, he wouldn't sit, he would almost like Hulk Hogan leg drop his drum throne. So he'd be do and fall back on, and I loved that. Absolutely loved that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, just being a straight talent, John was always great.
Yeah.
To even just play with, being a bass player, it's you need someone who can groove with you.
He was a bass player's dream.
Oh, he really was. And he really was.
Yeah.
So all my fondest memories are just there are certain songs I know that if you pick them out, I was like, oh, we getting down to
right. This is
we know
gonna
how
be fun.
We play this, yeah. So, but it's one of them things,
Yeah, it's kind of hard one to recover from and everything, but
it is.
But we were like, the show must go on. We're gonna do an episode of the podcast. We're not gonna just not talk about it and everything.
Yeah, so we kind of have to address it.
Got to address it.
Yeah, of course.
But other than that, since the last time we've had a podcast, obviously there was Easter was in there, which is a big day for us, church and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
And unfortunately, it was a very, I don't want to say tragic, but
it was
very,
an ironic.
It was a tough one. It was an ironic Easter.
It really was, man. Okay.
So we were dealing with that, but we were going through life. You had times with your daughter.
Yeah, that was a lot of
everything.
Weird fun.
But then also, it was just such a weird week because the Easter week where everybody's like, oh, the weather's getting warmer. It was almost snowing here.
I know. I made the poor choice of a couple times wearing shorts because I was like, I'm denying winter. Like, like
I did the same thing.
Belief that it's gonna just be warm.
I did the same thing. I walked outside and my wife was like, "You should probably bring a jacket." And I was like, "No, it'll be fine. It'll warm up."
It never did.
It did not warm up. I was so cold for the whole day.
Yeah,
I was just like, "I'm okay.
Yeah.
We don't need to go back home."
Oh man.
But anything else? Anything else going on in your circle?
No, man. I'm literally the most boring person right now.
Okay.
It sucks. Today was my off day and I slept all day and I don't know why.
Sometimes you just got to do it.
Well, I have not been sleeping well throughout the night. Like, I don't know, man. I'm an old man. Like, I get up and pee like all the time. Like,
right.
It's gross. So I just I don't know, for whatever reason I have not had a good single night sleep straight through.
No, I totally get that.
And so like throughout my days I'm just like, oh, it's nap time. I'm just sitting down. Okay, it's nap time. Like I don't know.
In all fairness, though, it's nap time whenever you sit down.
Yeah, that's literally
because
I could be fine doing stuff all day long. Like today I cleaned my apartment. Just did some laundry. I just had projects, things you do on your off day.
Right.
And then literally I sat down and was like, well, I just feel like, and out. My mom calls me 4 times. Are you okay? I'm fine. I just been sleeping. It's like, what am I, 16 again? This is gross.
Sometimes
man.
it happens. I know for me, because I deal with insomnia, so my sleeping is always terrible, and I'm always trying to do something to keep my mind going. And sometimes, like when I have an off day, literally I'll sleep the whole day on an off day because I'm just like, oh, there's no distractions. I don't have to work. Everybody else is busy right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna sleep because one of my things is like, when everybody's sleeping, preparing for the day, I'm stressing out about it.
Right.
I'm a weird person like that though.
No, I mean that makes sense though.
Yeah.
Knowing you, that makes perfect sense.
Right. No, so I mean that's good though. So you had a good restful day.
Yeah,
today.
it was actually kind of nice, like really peaceful. The funny thing is like when you're home on a weekday and you live in an apartment, you find out about the people that live around you.
Yeah.
And I don't like it's weird.
Yeah.
Like I don't like that. Like I don't want to know.
Yep.
So and so's doctor's appointments or issues with their life or
it
love
is
lives.
weird.
It's very strange. Like I'm not a fan of that.
Yep. I always found it weird when we lived in an apartment. It was the people that would come out to sign for like FedEx packages. And I'd always like, who are you?
Yeah, like why are you here?
I've never seen you before.
Yeah.
You realize you just live 2 different lives.
Yeah,
they're doing their own thing.
Oh my gosh, there's one guy that's kind of category to me on the bottom floor that like he must work at night.
Okay.
And then come home during the day and sleep because I've never seen him but like twice. Like weird.
Yeah.
Today he was coming in or whatever, and I was just like, oh my God, what does he look like? Like I've never seen this dude.
Who
ever.
is he?
Yeah. Like what does his car look like? Who is this guy?
We're talking about sleeping and I'm yawning over here.
Oh my gosh, don't. Now you're gonna start it.
No. No, that's fun though. But so for me, on my end of things, I'm always doing too much and never enough at the same time.
Okay.
One of those things is like this podcast. I absolutely love doing this podcast.
Yes.
Which, quick side note, is I didn't talk about this with Noah beforehand, but me and my wife planned to make an instant rerun video this evening.
That'd be awesome.
With you. And for those of you who do not know, and maybe a long-time listener will, is me and Noah did a show called Instant Rerun, which was basically, it was the podcast.
It was the podcast before the podcast.
The only difference was we had a table in front of us and we always did some sort of weird challenge or game or something fun like that. And it was called Instant Rerun because the mindset, it's actually coming into play more and more now because the mindset of Instant Rerun was we're uploading it to YouTube. The second we upload it, it's a rerun. It's just being played again all over the time. So that was the whole concept of it. And we were going to make a video, and
I've got something I want to do.
Yeah,
so we'll discuss this.
So my point is that might be coming back, and then the other side of this was I always want to do more with this podcast and don't necessarily know how to do more. This is something I've talked about in other episodes, is because I'm kind of the main putter outer of the
Yes.
content and all these
You're
things.
you're the administrator.
Yeah, we'll call it
Yeah,
that.
sure.
And I've looked around and like, okay, we've sent out like our own Instagram handles, our own Twitter handles, all those things.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, well, we have a Coffee and Crullers Instagram, and you can't really put a podcast on an Instagram. So like all these social medias is like, it's really difficult to promote podcasts, in my opinion, other than YouTube. So that's something I've been struggling with. So in my head, because I like Instagram, I like taking photos. That's one of the natural things I do. I started a new Instagram. I don't even think I've talked to you about
No,
it.
you haven't.
So this is something that I don't think you very much participate in.
Okay.
But it's the everyday carry lifestyle.
What is the everyday carry lifestyle? Explain.
Do you really not know? Or you
I
just-
really do
okay.
not know.
So it's quite simply, traditionally people grab their phone, wallet, keys. That's stuff they come with, like bring with them every single day.
Yeah.
Or like, for me, like I love pocket knives. So like I'll grab a pocket knife and everything. And then the everyday carry thing is showcasing those items that you carry with you on a daily basis, talking about why you carry them and everything. And there's Instagram accounts and everything on Reddit and YouTube pages all about this. Whether people are carrying their firearms or anything like that. So it's basically just the stuff that you have on your person at any given moment. But like you don't even like carry a pocket knife, do you?
No.
Okay.
I'm very vague of what I carry. Like I
Right.
have 3 things. So
Okay.
we can talk about this if you'd like. I carry my wallet.
Wallet.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I carry
Phone and keys.
my phone. Yes, my keys are always on a carabiner. That's
Okay.
my signature sound. I've been told.
My signature sound.
Yes. Like if you hear rustling of keys walking, it's Noah.
Okay.
And then chapstick.
You do always have chapstick. Actually.
Always. I don't know why. It's just a thing. I have a chapstick in my pocket at all times.
Was there anything else?
I used to carry gum,
Okay.
but then I got in the summertime it's too sweaty. So
Yeah, it gets
it's kind of gross. And then I mean that's my daily.
And you
care.
don't carry a pocket knife.
Never. No. Oh, it's only because of I'm afraid that because I used to be a very angry person.
Okay. I see where you're going. I see where you're going. With
So
that.
I was always afraid of like if I did carry something like that.
Yeah.
Now I'm not so angry much anymore.
I don't.
So,
I don't have to worry about that. But
Yeah.
like, so in my head, like my carry that I carry every single day with me is obviously wallet, phone, keys.
Mm-hmm.
Then I usually carry 1 to 2 pocket knives.
Are you afraid you'll lose one?
No, it's always
me.
in the community and like in that community, there's always this saying that 2 is 1 and 1 is none, and
Okay.
that kind of goes down to like Army training and stuff too, like your firearms and all that.
Okay.
You don't want one to break on you. But for
Makes
me,
sense.
more than anything, is like I'm a collector, so like I have nice pocket knives. So a lot of the times for me, it's like just something that I can pull out with, admire, play with, whatever it is.
Yeah.
When I'm bored, because we're weird people. And then I usually have one knife that I usually honestly consider like a throwaway knife. Like if something was to happen to it, if somebody needed a knife, that's actually really what it is. If somebody asks to borrow a knife or anything, I give them the not so nice knife,
right,
and when I
okay.
need it, I keep the nicer knife. That's a rare case though. And then I usually carry like some breath mints with me, pair of
I'm
sunglasses.
usually thinking something very nefarious with throwaway knife. It's
Right.
my throwaway knife.
Right.
Just because I have to stab you someone and just toss it in a river.
Right.
It's no big
So,
deal.
but no. So that's I'm hugely involved with this and something I really I personally enjoy, and I started an Instagram for it.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to really share that on here right now, just because I don't want to
Does that count for
solicit myself.
Does that count for bags too? Like
Yeah.
what you carry in your bag. Okay.
absolutely.
Well, then I have a long list of things.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
carry
people,
in my-
a lot of people always have like a little messenger bag with them and
Yeah,
things
that's
like
me.
that. And the whole point is just to carry it with you every single day. Like this
Okay,
isn't
yeah,
just
yeah.
this isn't just like, oh, I'm going up the street. This is like, no, I bring this with me.
That's okay. That makes sense then.
And I'm fascinated by it because one of the things I'll do is you'll remember like on do you remember AOL Instant Messenger?
Yes.
And whenever you were trying to talk to somebody, it was always ASL, which is
Yes.
age, sex, location.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so basically you do the same thing for. So you do
Oh my God.
you do the same thing, except instead of age, sex, or location, you put your age, your sex, and then what your title is, like your position in life or whatever it is. So for me, like when I write it, I'm like 31 male brand strategist. But then you have somebody that's like 24 female nurse, and then a picture of their stuff, or like 57 male bobcat driver, something like that. Like it's always something different. Okay. And to me, that's the fascinating thing, because you're sitting there going, why do they need that? You know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I love it. I love seeing it. So anyway, that's what I've been doing.
Okay.
So when I'm not podcasting, I'm like taking pictures of stuff and
oh my gosh, that's interesting.
Diving deep on stupid things that nobody ever thinks about.
Well, it's not stupid. I just would never think about it.
Right.
It's
See,
totally different.
Nobody ever thinks about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, that's rambling on enough about that. Let's get into top stories.
Top stories.
Over the top. Top story.
Oh, I love it so much.
Makes me so happy. So top story this week for us, and we are not going to spoil it.
We will not.
We are going to be
anything.
as vague as possible.
Oh, we will say things that make no sense.
But we saw, not together, but we saw it on the same day.
Actually, same day, almost the same time.
Almost the exact same time. We saw it at different theaters. Avengers Endgame.
Yes. I can't stop thinking about it, Adam.
Normally, I'm not one to want to just talk about the nerdy things or whatnot on this podcast.
Yes. I'm the guy who does that.
But man,
I know.
This movie was woo! It was on a whole other level.
I can't. Maybe that's why I can't sleep. Is because I keep thinking about Avengers. Like, I'm not joking with you. I can't stop thinking about it. Like, it's. I should have gone and seen it today. That's what would have been the best thing.
You probably should have. We wanted to go see it too. It was. So for anybody that doesn't understand, I think what I'm going to talk about is the fact that we saw it and then other people haven't seen it, and then we have a conversation with that people, and we're like, ee!
Yes. My one favorite thing was there is a scene that happens in battle. We'll just say that.
As far as you can go.
Yeah, that's as far as I can go.
Say anymore.
I can't say anymore. And literally my response was this. Ah! I was the only one who did that. And so maybe that kind of gives a reference, because it was something of like, it was so shocking.
It's what everybody waited for the longest time.
Yes, that's true.
But for me, without giving anything away, that same moment, everybody in my theater cheered.
Yeah.
I was so happy, I legitimately cried. And,
that makes sense.
And I'm not the most emotional person in a movie. Yeah. I'm trying to watch it and everything. Yeah. And I was just so overjoyed with the story arc of everything that I was like, I'm so happy. Yeah. I've never been this happy before.
There's a scene where character's demise. We'll just say that.
That's already too much.
I know, almost, yeah. Anyways, because people expect someone's going to bite the bullet. Like, they know it's happening.
Okay.
It's people. Come on, we all know. We all feel it.
We'll let you go with it.
Anyway, so at that part's happening, it was so real to me because of what we had experienced.
Oh, it was so much.
There's a couple sitting next to me, and they're looking at me like, this guy's really into Marvel movies. Well, this is kind of weird. And I'm just like, it's so real. You don't know me. And I'm like just bawling.
My wife and I held hands and silently cried with each other.
Literally blubbering like a baby. And they literally were just kind of like, I saw the guy at the corner of my eye kind of lean away from me. Like, he might stab us if he doesn't stop crying. Like, it was weird.
No, I was, when we were at church this past weekend, we were talking to a bunch of people that haven't seen the movie. And one of our favorite couples there, shout out to the Gammons. Oh, I think they hear it. I was talking to our friend Steph, and she is a writer, and she's like, we're not into the movies. They don't understand why we were so excited about it or anything.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you would read one book of all the story of the movies, because it differs from the comics.
Oh yeah,
If
greatly.
you were to read from beginning to end for that purpose, and you'd be like, okay, the middle, I'm done with it. A lot of the same stuff over and over. And then the end resolution of what happened, it is such honestly a very moving story.
Right.
Over like whether you like comic books or superheroes or anything, it was unbelievably gratifying.
Because I think what they decided to do was tell stories about real people using obviously not real people, you know, but like having a good conclusion to like a journey, like which is kind of what we all kind of experience in life anyways, is we experience, you have different aspects of our lives that kind of like go ups and downs.
Yep.
And it's just the way they tied everything together for Endgame.
Oh man, I'm wanting to spoil it so
bad
right now.
I know. I can't.
So real quick, because we're running out of time here, so we got to kind of wrap it up. No more spoiler type things.
Yeah.
But I will say that the comedy in this movie
was on par.
It was hands down one of the funniest movies I've seen in a while.
Yeah, because like you could say, like I think Ant-Man is probably one of the funniest ones out there, and then Thor Ragnarok is really funny, but Thor Ragnarok departs from the serious Thor from his other earlier iterations, so it can be seen as like, wow, character really changed.
Right.
But they kind of kept that humor through this movie, and it was priceless. It was literally the best.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so funny.
I just know there were so many moments that I'm watching it, and I'm just like, this is everything I've hoped for.
Yeah, it was just absolutely perfect.
It was so good.
It made sense, and it's kind of cool. Like they just clear everything up most of everything up, with like storylines, which I like that. Like I like continuity. Like because after we saw Endgame, and because I had previously watched all the MCU movies. Pardon me.
Right.
And so I was like, well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna watch the X-Men movies because I know in June X-Men Dark Phoenix is coming out, and that's like the final X-Men movie that Fox is doing. So I'm like, cool. I'll just want to watch those, and they're so not continuity.
Right.
Like it's just like trash at times to where it's like almost hard to watch.
Yeah.
I have to just
in a row.
Yeah, it's like I almost have to watch them as individuals. Like,
and I think that was their mindset for them too.
Right. Well, because they didn't have an overarching plan. They didn't sign every actor to portray the people for like 10 film. You know what I mean? That just wasn't a thing until the MCU.
That's a technical break.
Yeah, sorry, I had tickle in my throat. So, just watching the X-Men movies, like I think I'm on the Wolverine right now, which is by far the second best Wolverine movie. There it is. But I'm excited to see what they do forward with the MCU.
Oh yeah, same.
Can't wait to see them add the X-Men and Fantastic Four.
It's all tying together. But I am just so happy we saw it. We're gonna see it again.
Yes, yeah,
maybe the next one we'll talk about some of the spoilers. Give it a little bit more time for people to see it.
Yeah.
But we are running out of time right now. So what I wanted to do right now was just kind of let everybody know out there. We've been talking about how to spread the podcast, how to get more topic ideas and all that. Very simple solution. Hashtag coffee and Crullers. Everything's spelled out.
Yep.
Use hashtag coffee and Crullers. And basically what I want you to do is if there's a story that we should be seeing, if there's something that you guys want to tag us in or whatnot, use that hashtag. I'm specifically following it. I'm going to make you follow it too.
Yes, please.
And, it's something that only we are using, so we are going to be able to see those stories and all that. And then also you can always tag us on our personal Instagrams. Mine is @the.adam.black.
Mine's Noah Want Wingy.
All the links are in the description below. You can find them on our SoundCloud as well. So there's tons of ways to get in touch with us. And then also, of course, all the YouTube comments. We would love to hear from you. We are very just excited to keep doing this.
That's right.
And very thankful. And again, this one's going out to our friend John Riddle, who we miss dearly.
Yep.
And it's don't really have the words for it, but we are in good spirits.
Definitely.
I'm very thankful for this. I'm thankful for seeing the end game. Honestly, as weird as that sounds, I'm thankful. Thankful for.
Yes, definitely.
But that is going to wrap it up for this one.
Man.
Be on the lookout, guys, because we are going to come up with an instant rerun video here soon. So much fun stuff.
We might pop some things in here and there.
Yeah, and we're going to be on the road soon. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.